G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 4 of my Primal Strike Elementalist playthrough. This episode we're going to be continuing through to Homestead, and depending on time we may be doing the left side as well. With that said, I've emptied out the inventory and I think we're good to go. So last episode we got up to the Broken Hills. In the Arcovian undead area we did kill Kilrian and picked up that devotion shrine, which I'll actually check now because I can't remember if I spent it or not. So let's go and have a look. I've actually got 2 points spare, which is fun. So let's go ahead and finish the Kraken. Kraken being really nice damage and such for two-handers. The next major one I'm looking at getting is the Widow here. Now, pretty sure I can take that blue out of there and put it into green and then start working on that. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to go back to town and do that now. Save a little bit of time later. And man, he looks so goofy running around with that massive spear being held as an axe. That's kind of funny. Alright, yes, I can take the blue point out, put it into green, so we've lost 18 defensive ability. We picked up 18 offensive ability, both kind of minor bonuses. But that has unlocked the Widow for us, and we are going for the Arcane Bomb here. So I'm not going to run all the way back to the Rift, we'll just go straight from here. And it's time to continue our path onwards. Now, I have picked up Vindictive Flame as well at the end of the last episode, so pretty happy to see that there. I think I'm going to probably max that out, but I think it may be time to start heading for Ulzone's Wrath here. Ulzone's Wrath is also quite good. Between the two of those nodes, you're looking at, I think it has a stun chance, it has a chance to knock down, reduces the enemy's damage. It's actually really, really good. Also, it looks really cool, and also our weapon, the MI spear axe thing, will be converting all the damage to lightning, so I'm not sure if it changes the graphic. I think it does, but I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get hit here. Yeah, I believe that's usually a red color. Let's actually take that off. Someone come and hit me, so I can see if that's red now. I think it will be. Not sure I really want the big scary guy to. Yeah, see, now it's red. So that's actually going to change the graphic, which is really cool. You find a lot of MIs will do that, and yeah, this is definitely pretty good. So the other big pickup in the last episode was the mana infusion. I think I got that in the last episode, but definitely very useful for the build in general, and any mana hungry build will benefit from it. I'm just really bad at remembering to push the button, so usually I'll use it as I run out of mana, and then it's too late by that stage. The extra damage from it is nice as well, especially the earlier you get that 100% extra damage, the more it's kind of worth. Right, this is less armor, so I think I'm going to not use that. Lutra there is going to be worth an attribute point later, so we'll go and talk to her mum. Tell her we've killed her and get the reward. Alright. So from here, the next thing we actually have to attack is Voldrak. We can pretty much just walk past everything, although I don't think I'm going to do that because, I mean, all this stuff is made of XP and I kind of like XP. We did just pick up a devotion as well, which is very nice, so let's go ahead and spend that. Make sure no one's going to eat my face while I'm on the devotion page. So we get Aether damage, which it's not great. 5% energy is good. More Aether. Yeah, so the build-up for this is actually kind of pants. 50% lightning, and then some resistances is nice, and some stats. So it's not horrible, but it's more of an Aether thing. However, it does have lightning resistant shred on it, and since we are playing a lightning build, kind of need that. Okay, so Clerics is going to be extra damage to undead, which I don't care about anymore. Looks like it also has health on it, and defensive abilities, stun, resistance. I'm just going to leave the current one. I don't think the upgrade, if it even is an upgrade, is very large, so we're just going to leave that. You know what? I'm going to actually max this out. Actually, hang on. Total speed, so 11, that's 12, and 13. Okay, 11 is where I'm going to max this out. We'll go and get Olzorn's Wrath. I will probably put more points into this later. But for now, we'll stop at the sort of semi-soft cap, if that makes sense. Because 16 out of 16 is the soft cap, and 26 out of 16 is the hard cap, so we'll call this the scaling cap. 13% everything speed is pretty good. The regen on it is also quite good, but we will be picking up a pair of rings, maybe at the end of this episode, depending on time, but likely next episode we'll be getting our Gollus rings, which are going to give us a ton of extra regen. Also going to give us points in Vindictive Flame, and also I believe has Mogdrogan's Pact, which, wouldn't you know it, is more regeneration. So we will be regenerating machines. Also looking at some regeneration devotions as well, once we're done with the sort of semi-mandatory damage increase ones. The Kraken and the Widow are easily the best damage increases you're going to get on a two-handed build. But after that, I'm thinking about the Lotus or maybe the Behemoth to get Giant's Blood. Something like that. We'll see. Okay, I'm not a fan of the nets. I really hate the nets. Unfortunately, I don't have a ranged attack. Though, one of the good things about this build is you could just put a rifle on your weapon switch. But I also deliberately unbound weapon switch because it was nearly getting me killed on other builds. Alright, I think that's all of them. I'm going to pop this. Ancient Savage Totems, especially if you're playing on hardcore, and especially this one, I kind of recommend not pushing this, because, yeah, this guy right here, this rock dude, and his friends, they actually throw rocks at you, and if they hit you, you're going to have a bad time. However, Sanctuary is okay, but not amazing. Vile Scorn's not great. Mistwalker Leggings... yeah, no. Alright, so what else we got? Those are an upgraded for armor. The lack of the insight proc kind of hurts. I think I would rather leave my current ones. No for that one. Maniacal Plate Boots of Frostbite. No. Earthbound is actually a pretty good prefix for weapons. Flat health regen, percent increase of armor. That's actually really good. Obviously the wrong items for me, but some of those could have been good if they were on different bases, perhaps. Okay, so here's Voldrak. Let's see how hard he hits. That's pretty hard. And we just regenerate really fast, and also have lifesteal on top of that, so it kind of doesn't matter. I won't say it doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter. So picked up his weapon, another weapon, and gloves. Okay, so Lightning Sphere and attack speed. I kind of want to do this, but also Battle Cry is really good. And the Cunning and Health on the other one are also quite good, not to mention the stun duration. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to swap those. Battle Cry is just, it's really good. Alright, let's take a few of these guys out. How are we doing for time? 10 minutes, heaps of time. Thinking about Pine Barrens. Might be a Pine Barrens day. So definitely got plenty of damage. The other thing we could do is skip Pine Barrens, rush the Amalgamation, and then try and farm Zarya for an amulet.
it isn't by I haven't been. I came upon these.
I don't know if I want to do that, though. Said I wasn't going to do that, and I think I'm going to stick with that. I really do like the Of the Grove proc on just about any character you can get it on. And I think probably Shaman and Nightblade are the only +1 amulets that I'm... Maybe Oathkeeper as well. The only +1 amulets where I'm going to say that it's probably not worth spending the, 20 minutes, half an hour, even up to an hour farming them. Just because they will last you all the way to level 100. The proc scales with you, it's a % health heal thing. So it is really good, but also... the higher level you get, obviously the more affixes are available, and so it takes longer to kind of get lucky and roll the right one. So it's... Once you get to a certain point in the campaign, I think it's anywhere past Homestead is probably too far to be trying to farm these things. And the Shaman one is from Zarya, obviously, so that's a little bit too far, I think. Geel is actually... Is that the Lifesteal one? No, that's Gluttony, isn't it? And Sanctuary is... also no good. There is a blueprint. I think you can buy it from Devil's Crossing. The blueprint for Gluttony, I think it is, which will give you Lifesteal as well. So if you need some attack damage converted to health, you can get it from that. If you somehow are no longer running out of mana every 10 swings. Which actually it seems like we're kind of under control for that. Alright, where's my friend Icrix? I definitely need to see him... to see a bug about a woman. I think he's going to be over this way. Nope, successfully found a dead end. Alright, so we're going to have to take the scenic route. That's blocked as well. Wow, okay, we're taking the really scenic route. Do I have the quest? Is that why I don't see it? Return to Minerva, Homestead. Speak. No, I do have the quest. Okay, so it's just being really obnoxious about pathing. That's fine. There he is. Well, there's Dahlia. And there's Icrix. Now, Icrix is going to drop a medal. And if you're playing along and you don't have a decent medal yet, the Icrix scale here is lightning-based. It is lightning retaliation-based, so it's not ideal. But actually, that's a lot of health on there too. Yeah, all the overguard bonuses are obviously useless to us, and it is more of a soldier thing than a shaman thing. But you know, it's not terrible. The bleeding damage is useless. Well, actually, it's not useless, but it's not something we're focusing on. So the prefix and suffix on this are both actually pretty bad. But if that 8% armor comes as default, it could be worth using. If you do want to farm this metal for some reason, you definitely don't want to click on the body. You want to do it now. Just farm him, leave, don't click on the body, come back in. You'll have the star on the map for wherever he is. And farm him until you have one you're happy with. And then click on Dala's corpse. Or Dahlia. Whatever. Why is there two chicks in this game? And one of them is Dahlia, one of them is Diala, or whatever the other name is. Is that like someone who works at Crate has a girlfriend with that name and they just wanted to put him in the game, or what's the deal there? Who knows? Okay, we've made it to the Prospectus Trail. And I think I've got enough dynamite here, so we're just going to go straight into Pine Barrens. Actually, we're going to go to Homestead first. But I'm going to leave a rift here. Let's just pop it right here. That'll do us. So we're heading to Homestead. Now, if I can find some Ethereal Vanguards or Commanders, they're going to drop the Flesh Warped armor set. And that armor set is quite good for this level. So I'm kind of looking out for those. Every piece of that set comes with nice bonuses to, well, not Shaman, but nice bonuses to armor and such. And if you're playing certain other classes, they have good bonuses for that as well. Unfortunately, my first Flesh Warp Commander dropped me a shield. The second one also dropped a shield, so we're not doing well here. Here's the third one. What do you got? Dropped nothing. Alright, these Vanguards also have gear, so we can take them out. Also, I should say, sometimes have gear. We've got another Vanguard there, I think, by the looks of it. No loot for me, though. You guys are not the base type I want to kill. Trolls, yes. Vanguard, no, nothing. Okay, we're just going to backtrack a little bit here, because I am planning on using the Rift to get out of here. Doesn't look like I'm going to get anything fun here, but that's fine. So we'll pick up Harath the Slaughter. I think he can drop all those items as well, so this should be good. Fleshwalk Bulwark, okay. So I've got a ton of shields, and none of the items I was actually interested in. What can I... That was completely worthless. Alright, let's just chuck this and this. And those over there. And then we can pick up the shield like that. Right, so as far as merchants go in here, you've got Isaiah Redden. Yeah, he's not going to sell me the potions, is he? Nope. Nope, no potions for me. Alright, well, RIP, I guess. Definitely wish I hadn't clicked that. Oh, those boots. Yeah, misclick costs me a whole bunch of potions for the rest of the game. Ah well, c'est la vie. Alright, let's go ahead and spend those. Don't have any skill points. Do have a devotion point, so we'll pick up a little bit of extra energy and some offensive ability. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen, and I'm going to ask you guys to do the same. Stairs, and now walls. Okay, so we've made it here. We could go back and get, is it Olgrim? I think it's Olgrim. But I'm going to leave him where he is for the moment. And we are going to go do Pine Barrens. So Pine Barrens is worth a lot of XP. Can I even hit that? I don't think I can hit that. Can I spin the camera maybe? There we go. Yeah, kind of not worth. Anyway, so Pine Barrens is worth a lot of XP all in one go, because you get, I think it's 5 quests, and you turn them all in at the same time. So what is it actually? So it's going to be the Manticore Venom, it's going to be Mogara, it's going to be Old Bloodbriar or Old Briarthorn or whatever his name is. It's going to be Ungoliax, and then it's going to be killing the Growball Tyrant at the end. So yeah, 5 quests. Assuming I didn't miss one, it might be 6. I don't know. We're just going to do them all, and we're going to turn them all in, and it's going to cost a lot of dynamite to do it. So Corplex the Overgrown dropped an Ancient Heart. That's actually a really good drop. Don't see heaps of those. And we'll definitely need one for later in the campaign. Assuming we don't need any for crafting, we'll still need a couple for various quests. What's regen up to? 500 a second. That's not too shabby. It's about 10%. So definitely want more, but 10% is not bad. I did see a devotion shrine over here. I'm thinking that's the one just out front of the fort. So that's the other benefit of doing Pine Barrens, is there is 2 or 3 devotion shrines in here. I think it's 2. Yeah, 2 sounds right. Anyway, 2 or 3. And we're gonna go get those. How did I end up back here? Completely turned myself around. Okay, now that we're actually going the way we need to go, can't get through there for some reason. Doesn't show on the map that it's blocked, but it is. So the first things we need to do when we're in here is the manticores. We need to kill the manticores, and eventually, and let's be honest, I say eventually, it's probably going to be the first 1 or 2 manticores I kill. But they will drop do I have that on boots? Manticore Venom. So the ones with the white names are no good, but the Waste Stalker here, yep, there it is. The first guy who could drop it did. Alright, we're going to go kill him as well. So that's one of the quests done. The quest was to pick up the Manticore Poison Gland. Manticore Eye is really good. Quite rare as well. I've played characters all the way to level 100 and had like 2 of those, so pretty happy to see that. But yeah, quest number 1 is done, and we no longer need to go out of our way to find any additional manticores. We can just come up here and kill Mogara. One thing to watch when you are doing this, though, is... where are we? Didn't I see a priest? Yeah, the Witch Doctor's here. You definitely want to kill the... That's a lot of poison glands. You definitely want to kill the Witch Doctors, because they will heal Mogara. So Mogara's going to do 1 tail slap, and then the second one you got to dodge, and then hopefully you'll have enough damage that you can just kill her before the next one, but just keep your eye open for it. You don't get a huge amount of warnings, but wouldn't you know it? Alright, well, we're not playing a soldier, so sadly that drop is no good for us. Although, if I get to level 32 and I don't have anything better, it might be worth using just for the proc. Oh, that's annoying. When it rains, it pours. That would have been really nice on any soldier build, and that would last all the way up to level 100. A +1 to your main class's skills, combined with the healing proc that scales with your level. That's perfect, all the way to max level. Alright, so we're looking for caves in here. The first place it can be is this rock right here. It will not show up on the map, so if you're going into a cave and it shows on the map, it's the wrong cave. The second place it can be, is just at the end of this little L-shaped section on the map, which I'll show here in a second. Right, so this little L, this like hard right angle corner here, at the end of this section, the cave might be here. And then if you head directly south, here's the third location. And after this, I say this every time I come through here, but I get a bit hazy after that and just kind of wander around until I find it. Because I almost always find it in those first 3 spots. I think there's 1, maybe 2 other places it can spawn. But just walk around in that little area. Don't go under the bridge. And you will find it eventually. It's the map that doesn't show up on your map. Or it's the cave that doesn't show up on your map, rather. Alright, level 30. Actually a little bit in front of where yeah, not so much where I would like to be, but where I usually am at this point. What have we got in Shaman? I do still need to get Raging Tempest and Wind Devils online. And I would obviously like more points in Brute Force, more points in Storm Surge, and Stormclaw's Pact would also be really nice. But I think we get Ulzon's Wrath. I think it's 9 points in this is kind of the soft cap. I haven't checked for a while though, but I want to say 9. Or 9 or 11. Something like that. Anyway, here's Old Bloodbriar. This is the... what are we up to? The second quest now? Third. This is the third quest, and down he goes. So Bloodbriar's Thorn is another one of those MI amulets that's really good if you're playing a certain build, and probably useless if you're not. And we have picked up a double rare two-handed gun. Mage Storm of Soul Warding. It's going to sell for a pretty penny. Bloodfang Oil also kind of not very good. Okay, Heavy Spalded. So this is shoulders. This is actually a decent upgrade in terms of armor and health. Resistances on this are okay. Unfortunately, they are not chaos, and we are coming up on... well, after we get through Homestead, we'll be needing some chaos res. So, probably will end up using that, but not yet. Okay, so once you go into the cave that's not on your map, when you come out the other end after killing Old Bloodbriar, it puts you into the Forgotten Depths, which is the name of the cave that will be on your map while you're outside. So we come in here, kill off a bunch of these trolls or whatever they are, and then we're going spider hunting. I'm kind of curious, can I just stand here and let them kill themselves? The answer appears to be yes, but I'm just going to speed it up. Magistrate Censer is a sword, which is no good for me. Alright, so just north of here, in this little room, is where Ungoliax the spider lives. One of the several Lord of the Rings references that we're going to see around Homestead. But the easy way to tell when you found her is you'll see a cow in the water. And when you get near the cow, well, she pops out of the roof. And now you get to kill her. And she should just go down pretty easily. We've got tons of defenses. There we go. And this is where you would farm the +1 to all skills in Arcanist Amulet, if you were going to be doing that. This chest actually has a decent amount of armor and an elemental damage proc. In addition to 2 resistances, this looks like it's a straight upgrade. So let's chuck that on. We are now a caster. Winter Storm, yep. Okay. And this is, yep, just plug that in, get a little bit of loot. And more importantly, another point here. So, a few stats. And just going to go get my scaled hide back. So, keep the add-on, please. If I could click on things today. Alright, add-on complete, or at least reapplied. Let's head back in. Now, with Ungoliax dead and the Devotion Shrine collected, we're actually done in here. There is a whole nother half of this cave that you can explore if you want to. It's just going to be more spiders and trolls, so I'm not going to, especially since the exit I want is actually pretty much where I started. So I'm going to head back out. Just checking. What do I need? Another 4 points? 17. So I need 3 more points to get to Ulzon's Wrath. So let's say 4 more levels to get that to the point where I want it. And then I think we go back to Shaman, or we go for Blast Shield. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points, actually. Definitely worth it. I always hesitate to say this, but I'm just going to say it. Blast Shield is the best circuit breaker in the game, and it comes without any devotion cost. So there we go. I said it. Big call, I know. Even if you perhaps like the ghoul or the tortoise better, I actually think the Blast Shield is considerably better, actually. Alright, here's Our next devotion point, Vile Scorn Leg Plates, nope. Dreadlord's Waistband of Psyche is a no. Alright, another point here. What do we get this time? A little bit of resistance. The Aether Resist will be quite welcome around Homestead. That'll be fine. So now we've got to go inside Tyrant's Hold here, work our way through it, and kill the Grobel at the end. Is it just the Grobel Tyrant? I never remember the names properly. I think it's just the Grobel Tyrant. The other thing we may wish to do is we could go and repair the bridge at Twin Falls. However, for normal difficulty, I'm not going to. We're just going to push on. I don't think there's anything there I want to farm. I'll probably repair it in Ultimate, though. But I don't think it's worth doing in normal difficulty. It's a decent chunk of scrap, but I think I'd rather keep that for crafting. Alright, what do they get? So they are berserking, doing bleed damage, and has some attack speed. At this level, the bonuses are kind of irrelevant. You'd need several of them stacking up to actually be any kind of threat. Okay, I think I'm going to get 31 around about the time I'm turning all this in. And then maybe 32 after I've turned it all in. From memory, turning all of these quests in is basically a full level. But we shall see. It will be good to get my hands on the Widow, though, just to get that leveling, if nothing else. So the damage from it is so-so, but the resistance shred is what you want, and that means you need to level it up. The only way to level it is to have it attached to a skill, so it's going on Primal Strike, which honestly is where you want it anyway, but that's where it's going. Alright, the damage from this is pretty good at the moment. One-shotting just about everything feels really, really good. And flooding the screen with lightning also feels really, really good. Wait till we get a few more chain lightning procs, of which Ulzorn's Wrath is one. That's going to be fun. So I think Ulzorn's Wrath requires you to be hit from a ranged attacker who's not in range to proc the melee range of Vindictive Flame. Alright. There is a boss behind this door, and there is a secret little chest right here. This one's not exactly hidden very well, but I'll take it anyway. Alright. Primary objective in this room is to kill the Witch Doctors, because they're going to heal. And if you happen to be fighting the big bad guy, and you get him down low, and then he heals up to full, you're going to have a bad time. Alright, I think we can just beat this guy down. I don't think we have to worry about any of his big attacks. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't sunder, so we just hold left click and wait for him to die. I think that's the play. And done. Lovely. So we got Blood Feast's mark here. Mark of Mending, so 29 health regeneration. Is pretty good. The Blood Letters, Kinda yeah. I think that's fine. Neither of these are particularly good either. We do get an Exalted Stash, which gets the Fanatic's Overcoat. That is a decent increase in armor. And it's got health and regen and percent regen and total speed, and yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to place this over here so I don't forget it. Put my dynamite back there as well. Alright, don't need that. Just picked up a much better version of that. Don't need weapons, don't need weapons. Okay, cool. So we can now go back to the Pine Barrens right here. And we got a bunch of stuff to turn into these Black Legion peoples. So, I'm exploring. What do you need? I've already done it. And there's my second one turned in. Looking to do my part. And done. I think it was 5 quests there. But regardless, it's a lot of XP. So we did get 1 full level. Plus whatever was at the end of the previous level. And almost the second one. So, pretty happy about that. Now, what I could do at this point is come back here and kind of go, well, I don't really use the Wendigo totem, so maybe I could take a point out of there and put it back over here. I think I'm just going to leave it. We have, if we go to Dead Man's Gulch, we can talk to Old Mate about his dead sister, and then we can talk to Steven Seagal and send him on to Homestead. So actually we are going to get this without having to respec.
So how did it work?
So let's bounce on back to Homestead, see who's in the area, and then we'll head out the left side, I think. Alright, so here's Sullivan. There's our level. Pick up the infestation quest. Okay, 1, 2, and... Wait. So with 1 point... Oh, we've got +4 skill levels on this. That's why. So up to 7 already, which is pretty good. Where am I getting skill points for that from? Is it from here? Yeah, +4 to Olzon's Wrath from the main weapon. Alright, pretty happy about that. Let's just go ahead and vendor all of this stuff. Now, what we could do here, if you want to farm yourself a Zarya's Pendant of the Grove, what you actually want to do is you probably want to skip turning in all these quests if you can. You most likely want to avoid the Pine Barrens altogether, and then you want to just do the minimum to get the quest for the amalgamation. So you'll need to talk to Ulgrim, and then you can talk to Captain Soma here, and then you can beeline for the Ethereal Amalgamation. Skip the bees, skip the, well, skip everything, basically. I'm not going to do it. I might farm her a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3, just take the best one. I don't think there's any ranged attackers out here, which is unfortunate. Because I wouldn't mind showing off the extra lightning zappy from Olzoans, but... is that triggering it, actually? Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's just continue on our way here. Eventually we'll run into a bunch of archers and I can... Okay, that definitely was triggering it. That yellow lightning. Should be lightning colored. So because we have on here, we're adding Vindictive Flame Lightning and 100% fire damage converted to lightning to Vindictive Flame. So the Vindictive Flame stuff is all converted to lightning, and also Olzon's Wrath is 100% converted to lightning as well. I don't know. It should have the same color. It doesn't. I'm disappointed. My day is ruined. My disappointment is immeasurable. However that particular meme went. Pretty sure that was it. Okay, so when you come out of Homestead, if you just follow this top road here, you will end up at this house. And inside this house is a bookshelf with Dayla's diary, which you can read or not. And we're going to go turn that back in town whenever we're there next. And then from there, you're going to want to head across that little bridge and over this way. Now, obviously, I want the Devotion Shrine, but there's a quest item on a corpse out here that I also want. I don't want any of that, do I? that was piercing instead of bleeding, I'd be pretty happy. Okay, this barn here. I think this body is the correct one. Yeah, so the last will of Marthas Everbrook. If the body's not here, and it's likely that it won't be because there's 3 other places it could be, one of which is in this house. So come in here. I think the body's pretty much exactly where this bug is currently dying. So this is your second location where it could be. The third location is more or less directly south from there. Let me actually spend that devotion point before I forget again. And we just need one more, so that's going to be in the mountain deeps. Second location is this house. Just on the floor right here is where it would be. Now, obviously, I've already got mine, so I can't really show you where it would be, but it's kind of here. And then the last location is directly to the west of the next roof gate. So if you just follow the road here, you're going to see the rift gate there on the map. Just go there. Before I do that, however, actually let's just go show that while I'm on the topic. So directly to the west, you're going to find another building right about here. There it is. And your body might be in here. And you will get the quest item from one of those 4 locations. So if you don't have it, you didn't find it, go back and check again, because you've missed it at some point. Alright, the thing I usually do after I find the rift gate, though, is... hello. So 0 skill bonuses from that MI, but... The armor on it is really good. I had actually thought that it came with armor percentage. Turns out it doesn't. But the armor percentage on that is... Oh, sorry, the flat armor is really good on that. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to swap it. Oh wait, it has pierce res. Yes. I'm absolutely going to be able to swap it. Right, so from the Rotting Croplands Rift, you want to head directly south, but you want to come around this side of the fence first, so as you can go down this way. Now, this might not be blocked for you, you can just walk straight down, or you may have to go around, but either way, come down here under this sort of overpass thing, and pick up Ilara's journal. Had the nightmare again. Go ahead and read that, it's a fun read, and it'll make this next part a little bit more interesting. So pause the video if you haven't already read that, go read it, or look it up online, then come back. And I hope you've got a dynamite at this point, because we're going in. So we've got to rescue this little girl who's been in here for ages. You definitely want to take the bottom option until you get this here. You are a Deceiver Demon attack. And then we're going to kill Balognath the Hellfire here. And this is one of the bosses that's going to be putting goop under your feet, so when you kill it, just move. Looks like I killed him pretty quickly and he just didn't have time to do it. But if you maybe don't have quite as good a weapon as I do, or something else bad happens like that and you can't kill him fast enough, he will put fire underneath your feet and you'll have to move. Because as soon as you stop life stealing from him, your health bar is going to start going down. Although, having said that, 510 health regen a second, it's probably going to be fine, let's be honest. The problem with that, and this is a problem I ran into a lot in Path of Exile, is you make a character that you think is really strong, it's pretty much invincible, and then you get sloppy because, hey, I'm invincible, like nothing's going to kill me, and then all of a sudden something does. So I've had that happen multiple times in Path of Exile. Not so much in Grim Dawn. I find that the deaths in Grim Dawn are usually going to be something you've seen coming for at least a couple of seconds, and you just didn't react, or you were too slow to react, or whatever. But in Path of Exile, you'll be like, you know, you make yourself a marauder, stack huge amounts of health regeneration, huge amounts of health, huge amounts of armor, max all your resistances, and you'll just be, you know, lazily whirlwinding through everything. Sorry, cycloning through everything. And then all of a sudden you're just dead out of nowhere. You have no idea what did it. But, yeah, not an issue in this game. Alright. This Ancient Aether Warp Totem is another one of the dangerous ones. You might want to avoid this one. Let's see how we go. I'm going to turn the loot off at this point. Remember way back in episode 1, I mentioned that you may wish to bind that to something so you can do it because later on we'll be getting tons of loot. Well, here is part of tons of loot. Now imagine that there was also piles of gold coming out of there. There was, you know, components, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you definitely want to be able to turn this off at the drop of a hat. I don't think I want any of this to actually use. So we're going to pick it up anyway, but I'm not going to use any of it. Anyway, that particular totem there could also be just here, or it could be over here by the barn. So just over here, there's this aether-infested barn. It could be kind of here-ish. Or there's one more place way up at the top of the north section of the map. What have we got? So we're at 7. I'm going to go to 10. And it's entirely because of my OCD. And I want that 20% reduced targets damage for 3 seconds. Don't want 19%. So I'm going to go to 10. So 11 and 10. And from here, what's that? That's 4 levels to start getting Blast Shield. I think we're okay without Blast Shield for a little bit longer. I think maybe we start working on Raging Tempest. As much as I hate Wind Devils. Let me clarify that. I hate having to maintain Wind Devils. The skill itself is really, really good. It's quite powerful. They're really good at proccing, well, any kind of devotion you put onto them. But, man, it's a pain. it's a massive pain. Okay, this is what I was talking about. So here is the Flesh Warp Plate Mail. I'm almost certainly actually going to wear this instead of this. They're both the same level, yep. So the advantage of this one is that it's the health, regeneration, and total speed. Whereas the advantage of this one is the better resistances, +3 to Oak Skin, which is really good. Flat armor from Oak Skin applies to every location, so you definitely like that. This is one of those builds that I kind of don't like playing, where where there's a whole bunch of really good stuff that you want to get, and there's just not enough skill points to get it all. Not enough dynamite, let's go fix that. If you run out of dynamite, you can go and farm it, and a run through Crunley's Lair will get you between 1 and maybe 6 or 7. Or you can come here to Valdric, and you can just search for dynamite. And it will cost you some components that you're going to have piles of, and an Aether Shard. So I don't have any Aether Shards, but I do have Aether Crystals. So I'm just going to make 2 lots of dynamite, which is going to give me 6 individual sticks. And then I think I'm going to sell all my junk. What were those boots, actually? File Scorn. That is actually more armor. I don't use the ground stomp at all on those boots. I don't need the bleeding resist. The physical resistance would be nice. But I think I actually want to use these ones. And I do have a Mark of the Traveler, so I'm just going to sell that. These are better? No, they're not. No. Pretty much just going to sell everything else. The Spite Wraith Girdle honestly is not terrible. We're not at the point yet where we're stacking huge amounts of lightning damage and very little cold damage. So the proc on this is still quite good. But I'm gonna not. There we go. And I'm going to hang on to these because, well, I won't say it's obvious, but kind of should be obvious. Okay, so I've got my dynamite. I'm going to head back out here. And that's, honestly, that's the best way to get dynamite if you need it. If you need aether crystals, you can go and farm them in the Warden's Laboratory. If you happen to be level 41, I think it is, then the Warden's Laboratory will actually stop scaling and you won't get any drop. So it's definitely worth going and farming that area a couple of times. Just get, 30 aether crystals. Probably around the high 30s in level. I will most likely do that as well. Okay, we're looking for the bug den at this point. And first place to check is just here. Second place is, well, right here. But basically this one, this one, this one, and kind of in this little square here is where you want to look. Alright, let's go and get the Widow unlocked. Or the bomb at the end of it, at least. Now, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can go through this area. I've got a lot of practice actually farming Golis, so... actually, let's do it properly. When you go down this hole, the one thing you well, two things you're checking for. The first one is, well, Corrosinax is not one of them, but I am going to kill him. There is a set, or a very likely spawn location for a boss in this area. You're checking here for the Exalted Stash, because there is one in this area. And then you want to come over here to the left and just check if there's a hero. Now, I can see that green aura there, which makes me think that the Hive Guard is there. He's there most of the time. Here he is, Hive Guard Anoxus the Tainted. He's here most of the time. That is Aether damage, so if your Aether resistances are no good, make sure you don't stand in it. So what do we got here? Warmonger's Belt. That's actually pretty good. XP gain as well. That's nice. The Anchorite Seal. So this is a ring with health, poison acid, elemental resistances, and some shield stuff. This ring for this build is basically just those resistances and that health. And that's actually not bad. I'm kind of tempted to replace the Slith ring with it. Because the Slith ring, well, the Slith ring was capping our vitality resistance, but honestly, there's not much in this area that's going to be doing vitality damage. Actually, that's a lie, there's trolls downstairs. We are fighting beasts as well, so I'm going to swap that back, and I'm going to regret putting that corpse dust on there, because I actually don't think I'm going to use that. Because Golis is coming up, and I'm planning on farming Golis for his ring, so I want at least 2 of them. And if you're farming 2, well, maybe you should do 4 and take the best 2. And at that point, there's no reason not to farm decent rings. Alright, so first section done. Second section here, you can see that this area here is a way down, and we want to go down there. So this is the way you get to Golis. You want to come across the bottom here if you can. Looks like it's blocked, so I'm going to have to take the scenic route again. If this wasn't here, you want to go straight through that loose earth, and you'll be there. You'll be on your way. Here's my Exalted Stash this time. I do often forget to check this one. No particular reason. I don't think about it while I'm in here. But anyway, that's the second location where you can find that, and I'll point out the last spot when we get to the boss. Okay, Den of the Lost here. Now, there's a lot of spiders, all the usual stuff you'd expect in this kind of area. And one thing to really keep in mind is if your poison and acid resistance is not maxed out, you're going to have a bad day in here. Because this Devotion Shrine, everything it spawns is going to die and leave a pool of green acid on the ground. So, here we go. we can pretty much kill everything before it even hits the ground, which is kind of nice. But look at my health. And that's with capped resistances. So you really don't want to be standing in that stuff if you can avoid it. Alright, we've got the Arcane Bomb. It's going on Primal Strike. Now, at level 1, this is 5% less lightning resistance and a bit of damage. Which doesn't sound amazing, mostly because, well, it's not. But it is going to help our damage a little bit, and the more we level up, because it will level with us, it gets XP for kills, but only when you have it bound to a skill. But it will level up as well, and by the time we finish this build, it's going to be shredding 30-odd%, something like that. Here is another Lord of the Rings reference. We have a river, 2 statues, also Gollus with a very shiny ring. Should probably be ringing some Lord of the Rings bells right about now. The Explorer's Trousers is the... I always say that the Explorer's set is the Lokar set that we have at home. So if you don't want to farm Lokar, you can definitely use that. And the full Explorer's set is going to be 20% XP. Then you can get Leovinus rings for 6% or 3% each. Then you can get the experience pot for 100% bonus. And it's not quite as good as the Lokar set, but it's pretty close. And you don't have to walk around at higher levels with, like, no armor. So, if I'm going to twink out a build, the Explorer's set is not a bad way to do it. Lokar's set is definitely more experience, but it's also more risky. Okay, I've got both of the Grand Viziers here at the same time, so we'll go ahead and take them out together. Also just hit 34, so hopefully I can remember to spend those points. Okay, Squire's Boots. Lovely. 1 point in physique, as always. I think we just, I think we go like this. This is another -6, -6%, which is good, but now we have to maintain it to actually use it. I'm definitely going to get sick of resummoning these things, and probably will only use them for bosses after a certain point, because you pretty much just have to keep summoning them always and forever, otherwise. Alright, here is the Swarm Queen Ravna, and this is an Aliens reference, obviously, or Alien versus Predator, depending on which particular reference you were looking at. This section just to the left of the hole where she's stuck herself in, this is the last place where you can find your devotion, your exalted stash. So check there if you haven't already got it. Now, Ravna, if you stay in melee range, she'll do a lot less poison spitting, and you can just tank and spank. When she gets off the wall, it's a similar idea. You want to tank her if you can in melee range, but she is going to call down the roof. So she'll do a little yelling thing, and then the roof will start collapsing. There it is. You just get out of that. It's a lot of damage, so you don't want to get hit by it if you can avoid it. And there we go. She has dropped her weapon, which is going to be quite useful for one of the builds that I've been thinking about doing next. But we'll see about that one. We'll see. Here's her claw. And it's acid, retaliation for Aegis, acid damage for Aegis, and that proc there is from the rare prefix. Alright, we're done here, so let's head on out. And we'll go find us an Ethereal Amalgamation to bash. If I can walk through that hole. It's not looking like it, is it? Oh, there we go. Turns out it doesn't really matter, we still had to come north anyway. Let's kill these, why not? Let's always satisfying to see the lightning. Alright, so we've got, for our devotions, we've got the Kraken and the Widow. It's probably about time to get something defensive, and I'm a big fan of the Tortoise. However, Aether Scorched Note, you don't have to get the Tortoise. It could be... You could go for something more healing related, although in this case the Tortoise is definitely a good one to get. But it doesn't have to be the Tortoise. You could look at things like the Lotus for more healing, more regeneration, all that sort of stuff. You could get the Behemoth for a healing proc and also a ton of regeneration. You could get that and also the Tortoise. Really is up to you. I'm not sure what I'm going to get actually. What do we have access to? The Tortoise is just 1 yellow. Oh, sorry, the Lotus is 1 yellow. The Tortoise is also 1 yellow. What about this one? I don't think I've ever used the Tempest. 5 purple to get it. So to get 5 purple, I'd probably just take Empty Throne. I don't know, this one maybe. I don't know how good this is. I've literally never used it. Would be okay to put on the tornadoes for a little bit until we get Altus, though. What do we need for Behemoth? Just a bit of red, so it could get the... Well, actually, we'll just put 1 point here. We'll get Viper, and then go for Behemoth. So Behemoth is health regen, health. This is a heal, but also regen. This is health, regen, increased healing effects. So Behemoth is really good. What would be the offensive choice? I guess Elemental Storm would be the offensive choice, which actually is probably not a bad shot. Could definitely go for Elemental Storm. Too many decisions. I think at the moment I'm probably going to go for Turtle, start getting that leveled up. But you definitely don't have to. There's a lot of options actually now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, that's a problem for next episode, I think. We're just going to kill the Ethereal Amalgamation here. Which is definitely one of the funner bosses. Funner, is that a word? That's a word now, I just made it up. So the Aether Cow is good fun to fight. When he comes out, he's going to hit you a few times. He's going to put some little Aether spouts out of the ground, and then he's going to send Aether waves at you. And the waves are a Sunder attack and also hit like a truck, so you really want to dodge those. Let's just drag him out a little bit. Here we go. Make sure we've got the little tornadoes on the go. There's that one. So here comes the Sundering waves. And there's always one more than you think. And I think at this point we just kill him. There he goes. So should go down pretty quickly. The damage on this build is no joke for sure. And let's just do a little bit of quest turn-ins and such. This, I think, is actually the official boss of Act 3. Or maybe the official boss of Act 2. It does have a one-shot chest there. Like, if we come back, this is not going to be there. It'll just be another small chest. But, yeah, Act 2 and 3 kind of blend into each other, depending on where you think it ends. Alright, so we'll turn these in. Probably get another level out of this, actually. Yeah, almost certainly going to get a level out of this. So we've got Captain Soma here to talk to. And we've got Friendly with Black Legion, which is good.
Just the person I'm looking. There are 2 other.
Okay, speak to the emissaries. And with this build, honestly, it doesn't matter. Kaiman's probably the way to go. They have a lot of fire and lightning stuff. Death's Vigil's more cold and vitality based. I prefer the quests for Death's Vigil, but I definitely do Kaiman less, so I think I'm going to go with Kaiman.
the one you call Ulgrim has requested.
Alright, we're going to go with Kaiman's Chosen. That's level 35, and I'll go over this next part in more detail in the next episode, but level 35 gets you access to the first set of faction gear with the base game's factions. But that's something I will definitely be talking a lot about at the start of the next episode. For now, we are going to be pumping Raging Tempest, and we're going to max this out. So every little bit of resistance shredding is just more damage, which we like.
See anything you like?
Many things, many things. So I'm going to buy that back, actually. I'm going to check all of those before I go ahead and sell any of them. Let's actually keep those in that last tab. Okay, yeah, we just sell that. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this episode. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.